Whistleblower Julie Dondon Patidongan, also known as alias Totoy, filed complaints against 12 Philippine National Police members reportedly involved in the case of the missing Sabongeros. Patidongan was joined by other complainants who are relatives of the missing Sabongeros. They lodged complaints against the police officers before the National Police Commission on Monday afternoon, July 14. NAPOLCOM Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer Rafael Vicente Calinisan says he has yet to review the complaint, but Calinisan says that based on the testimony of Patidongan, the possible administrative cases that will be filed against the 12 police officers are grave misconduct and conduct unbecoming of a police officer. Patidongan is one of the 6 security guards accused of abducting the missing Sabongeros. He revealed that the missing Sabongeros were reportedly buried in Taal Lake. Patidongan also claimed that law enforcers were paid to kidnap and kill the Sabongeros. This revelation resulted in the motu proprio investigation launched by Calinisan at the NAPOLCOM. Malacanang has yet to issue a directive regarding the country's bid to rejoin the International Criminal Court. In a press conference on Monday, July 14, Department of Foreign Affairs Secretary Teresa Lazaro says that there are no ongoing efforts for the country to rejoin the ICC. But Lazaro says that there had been discussions with other agencies on the matter, such as the Department of Justice. President Bongbong Marcos previously said he was open to discussions on the Philippines rejoining the ICC. Former President Rodrigo Duterte formally withdrew from the Rome Statute, which is the treaty that established the ICC on March 17, 2018. Despite the withdrawal, the ICC retained jurisdiction over alleged crimes committed in the Philippines between November 1, 2011 to March 16, 2019, covering the period when the country was still a member. The ICC currently has custody of former President Duterte due to crimes against humanity he allegedly committed during his administration's war against drugs. Prosecution team member and Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua is not worried about the Supreme Court directive to obtain additional information regarding Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. In a briefing on Monday, July 14, Chua notes that the order of the Supreme Court did not issue any temporary restraining order on the impeachment trial. Instead, Chua says the Supreme Court asked the House of Representatives to submit details regarding the impeachment.
Ngayon, maaari pong magtatanong ng iba kung aantayin pa po ba. Wala pong dahilan para antayin ng Senado kung ano po ang magiging desisyon ng Korte Suprema dahil wala naman pong TRO na nilalabas. So sa ngayon, dapat po mag-proceed pa rin po ang trial hanggat hindi po ito pinapahinto ng Korte Suprema. Makakaasa po kayo na hindi ito makakaapekto sa kung ano man po ang nakabinbin na impeachment complaint dito.
According to Chua, the documents required by the Supreme Court will be easy to comply with as these are mere records of the proceedings taken by the House.
Maliwanag naman po yung hinihingi ng Supreme Court. Ito po ay parte ng pagresolba sa issue po na ibinato po sa kanila. At ito po mga hinihingi naman po ay maiko-comply naman po namin sa House. Hindi lamang po ang House, pati po ang Senado ay hinihingi rin po ng compliance. So yung mga hinihingi po nilang requirement, like for example yung mga dates, ay ito po ay ma-verify po to doon po sa Secretary General. So sila po yung primary na kung titignan po ninyo dun sa compliance, sa kanila po mostly yung mga dokumento na hinihingi.
Last Friday, July 11, House spokesperson Princess Abantes said that the House has received a copy of the Supreme Court resolution which consolidates the petitions filed by Duterte and other lawyers supporting her. Part of the resolution requires House Secretary General Reginald Velasco to submit certain documents like the status of the first 3 complaints. The Supreme Court gave the House 10 calendar days from receipt of the resolution to file its reply. Fighting disinformation and misinformation is still among the priority agenda of the Presidential Communications Office under its 5th and newest chief. In an interview on Monday, July 14, PCO Acting Secretary Dave Gomez says fake news is doing a lot of disservice to the Filipino people. Gomez adds they need to correct misinformation and disinformation and just present the facts as it is to the people. According to Gomez, his administration will prioritize communicating the programs and policies of President Marcos, promote press freedom, and the digital transformation not only of the PCO but of the entire administration. Gomez says he wants less talk about politics during his time as PCO chief. Gomez took his oath before President Bongbong Marcos at Malacanang on Monday. He is the 5th PCO secretary halfway through the 6 years of the Marcos administration. Filipino scientists say the Chinese militia ship spotted off Pagasa Island deployed a parachute anchor, destroying corals in the area. Media reports initially stated that the militia ship ran aground last June 7, approximately 2.6 kilometers east of the maritime feature, well within its territorial sea. However, Palawan Council for Sustainable Development biologist and Habitat Management Section Chief Mark de la Cruz, in a briefing on Monday, July 14, says there are no indications of grounding based on the ground zero damage assessment on June 17. According to de la Cruz, what they saw instead were indicators of damage like broken fragments of branching corals and chips off fragments of massive corals. While the ship did not run aground, de la Cruz says the militia ship deployed a parachute anchor which was embedded 9 meters deep. A parachute anchor, also known as a sea anchor, is used to stabilize a vessel and slow its drift, especially during heavy weather. According to Palawan Council for Sustainable Development Scientific Advisory Panel member Ben Gonzalez, the Chinese parachute anchor damaged 464.96 square meters of coral reefs, amounting to more than 11 million pesos. According to Gonzalez, the agency estimates the value of coral reef at 12,000 pesos per square meter, while another 12,000 pesos per square meter is needed to restore it. Gonzalez says the existence of the parachute anchor in the area will cause further damage since it will cover the sunlight in the area, further killing the coral reefs under it. Gonzalez adds there is also a possibility for the parachute to move during a strong surge or typhoon, which would further cause damage, among other dangers. According to de la Cruz, the 6-man team of divers did not succeed in removing the parachute, emphasizing that they will be needing an equipment to retrieve the parachute. In the same briefing, Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea Commodore J. Tariela says there will be a follow-up operation to retrieve the parachute in Pagasa Island. After 2 weeks of rollbacks, fuel retailers are set to increase petroleum prices beginning Tuesday, July 15. In separate advisories, Sea Oil, Clean Fuel, and Petrogas say diesel prices would jump by 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter. Gasoline and kerosene prices would also go up by 70 centavos and 80 centavos a liter respectively. Industry sources attributed the price increase to Red Sea attacks and worries over a potential drop in global oil production. According to industry sources, another factor that influenced price movements this week was the robust demand seen for crude oil and refined fuel products.